Get ready for the dictation in 3, 2, 1, start. People's parties on resumption of political activity in Jammu and Kashmir. Resumption of political activity and restoration of statehood are a must in Jammu and Kashmir. 6 mainstream parties of Jammu and Kashmir on Saturday vowed to work together for the restoration of its special status under the Indian Constitution. On August 5, 2019, the Centre hollowed out Article 370 and dismembered Jammu and Kashmir into two union territories through a dubious legislative route. Saturday's joint declaration is a reiteration of their Gupkar declaration a day before the centre's move last year. Still, this signals a slow return of political activity in Jammu and Kashmir, which had been stalled for over a year, with leaders in jail and curbs on communication and gatherings. Mainstream politics has been under lockdown even as militancy showed an uptake. Several leaders have since been released, but many still remain in detention, including former Chief Minister Mehbooba Mufti. Besides the PDP's Ms. Mufti, the declaration was signed by NC President Farooq Abdullah, People's Conference Chief Shahzad Lone, Jammu and Kashmir Congress President G.A. Mir M.Y. Tarigami of the CPIM and Muzaffar Shah of the Awami National Conference. They have said their political activities will be subservient to the sacred goal of reverting to the status of Jammu and Kashmir as it existed on 4th August 2019. Regional parties, the J&K PM and the PDF also supported the declaration. The centre's Kashmir strategy apparently assumed that mainstream parties had no popular support and would wilt once the heavy restrictions on their leaders stayed long enough. It also tried rather naively that a new cadre of politicians could be raised and a dramatic change in political culture achieved through external stimulants. Defectors from the PDP and Panchayat leaders who won in an election boycotted by most parties completely failed to build any alternative politics. The Kashmir policy has been a mix of reckless audacity and ignorance, laced with the BJP's brand of unitary nationalism. Asymmetric power sharing with several regions and the centre has been critical to the formation and stability of the Indian Union. The current government itself, which is ostensibly opposed to special arrangements negotiated on one with Naga rebels. The centre has also reiterated there would be no alteration in any of the existing arrangements in the northeastern region. In the case of Jammu and Kashmir, the mainstream parties with deep social roots have always welded the region close to India. The BJP and the centre sought to delegitimize them all as soft separatists. They were immobilized and rendered vulnerable before their own people. These moves undermined all elementary principles of democracy and federalism, but also impaired what the center claimed it was doing: closer integration of Jammu and Kashmir with India. There is a need for immediate course correction. Jammu and Kashmir's statehood must be restored and political activities should be freely allowed for a start. Stop. Thank you.